Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted by aliens.
Elio,
Skipping school?
I don't know if this is boundary testing or sleep regression or which one of these is you?
I don't know, but I think that one is you.
My son, are you prepared to become the greatest war machine in the universe?
I don't know.
Your life isn't up there, Elio. You need to make friends.
I just want to belong somewhere. So if any aliens are listening, please come and get me. Okay, bye. I love you. It's really happening.
We search the universe
For the dreamers and stargazers like
you.
This is awesome.
Hello. This is Adolf, and I have with me Classic Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today I'm reviewing Elio, the new Pixar Disney animated film. And I wrote the review and I posted it up. So this is going to be my review, and we'll talk about it briefly without spoilers, and then we'll do a little break and have a spoiler section. So first of all, Elio, I felt like it was wildly inconsistent. I don't know how it was for you, but there was times where it was really awesome 3D, and there was times I had a ghosty mess, and I was like, oh, I had to look away. It's so bad. And most of it, at the end of the day, ended up being pretty good to fine, but, like, I also feel like Disney held back. Like, if this was Pixar, I think it would have been almost perfect. Or not Pixar, DreamWorks. I'm sorry. Because it felt like there was definitely scenes that popped out. There's definitely things that were there. There's an example I wrote in the review where it was like a gun was popping out of the screen, but they purposely blurred out the gun that was popping out. And it's like, why? Why do you do that to yourself? And it's frustrating. It's like, I see the potential here. Under perfect circumstances, it would be really good. But like, my theater had no problems before this. I saw 3D trailers before this, no problems. A lot of other scenes, no problems. But when there was bad scenes, they were bad. And it's like, damn. At the end of the day, I feel like it kind of averages out to be like a 6. Which is sad, because I see the potential for a 7 or 8, if not a 9. It's just, they didn't do it. That's my experience. Jake, how was your experience?
For once, it was actually good. I mean, the last few times I've been to my theater, they had to start the movie over and crap. The audiences are finally realizing what 3D is supposed to be and riot. I don't have to be the Karen who goes and complains anymore. But this screening went without a hitch, and 3D was pretty good, except there were a few dark scenes that went completely flat. There were several scenes where we got shots of planets and they were flat.
Yeah.
And the gun scene was flat.
Yeah, and
which boggles my mind. No, there wasn't ghosting, it just went flat.
So yeah, I had the dark scenes as well. They were not like super popping out, but they were popping out, but they were blurry. And then there was definitely some space scenes that were like, really? There should be like infinite amount of depth here, and there's nothing there either. So I forgot to mention that. Thank you for mentioning that. But yeah, so I don't know if my theater was just off, but like I still kind of feel like they still could have done better. But
yeah, this was if I didn't see the Pixar logo, I would have swore this was a Disney movie.
All right, so what score?
This did not. I would give the 3D. I'd be generous and give it an 8. I mean, it's closer to a 7, but it just goes over to about an 8. It wasn't bad. It was actually good, but it should have been better.
Okay. I guess my experience was much worse than yours.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Because there was multiple scenes where I had to just look away because the ghost scene was so bad that I had to. It's like, okay.
Sometimes if I go see a 3D movie, if I'm watching a 3D movie and I'm tired, it'll start ghosting, and that has more to do with my eyes.
I don't know. I was in a perfect seat and everything, and it was weird because some scenes would be perfect, some scenes would be ghosted, and it's like,
yeah, and it could be all sorts of things. It could be the bulb too.
Yeah,
it could be flickering.
I mean, if it was ideal, I may go up to like a 7, but like maybe if it was like a perfectly calibrated 3D, but I feel like it should have been better. I feel like
I know this movie was so frustrating on so many levels.
All right. Let's get to the movie itself. So, Elio is a standalone movie. People cry and cry and whine and whine. I want original movies. I don't want remakes. I don't want sequels. I don't want prequels. Well, here you go. Here's an original movie. And it is looking like it's going to be, at least the opening weekend, pretty much of a bomb.
Yeah, this is going to be, another Strange Worlds?
Yeah. Right now...
this was better than Strange Worlds. But that's not saying much.
Yeah, I think I liked it about the same. But I think I like Strange World more than you. But I don't know. Anyway, so this story here is about Elio, who's a very lonely boy. We're going to keep without spoilers in this section. And he's being watched over by his aunt. And he's a little boy that actually wants to be abducted by aliens. And he actually gets his wish come true. And aliens abduct him, and they think he is the leader of Earth, which leads to cosmic shenanigans and misunderstandings, and you get kind of what happens there.
You're going to predict 5 minutes in, you're going to know exactly what happens and how it's all going to play out. You won't be wrong about any of it.
I predicted about 60% of this movie. So there's a couple of things that I did not see coming, but still, a lot of it was very predictable. And the movie itself does try to be very emotional, and I recognize that it's trying, but I don't feel like it connected with me, and I don't feel like I know enough about these characters to care enough to actually cry. I was like, no.
Yeah, this is Bob Chapek Disney, not Walt Disney. Yeah, this is not Old Yeller.
And it definitely feels like it was rewritten a bunch of times because it was. It
feels like there were a lot of suits in the mix.
Because, like, the big conflict, which I won't talk about here, I think it's really stupid. Even for a kid's movie, per se, I think it's really stupid, and how it's resolved was like, really? That's so dumb. It's so
This
basic.
is basically Lilo and Stitch without Stitch.
So, I don't really know these characters that much. I know of them, but it's not like a lot. And it's just...
they're generic characters. They just said, we haven't made a Hispanic movie in so long. Let's make these characters Hispanic. They could have these are just generic characters that you could slot any minority into. I mean, they could have flipped a coin and said, we're going to make them gay. We're going to make them African American. We're going to make them Caribbean. We're going to make them from Appalachia. Whatever. I mean, we're going to make them Canadians. We're going to make them Japanese. I mean, it would have been the same. There was nothing to really make these characters enduring, quirky, or you give a shit about.
And I feel like the animation here, while colorful, I will not deny how colorful and vibrant it is, it's still basic as hell. And it reminded me a lot of Strange World and how that art style was. And like the aliens, I appreciate that the aliens were not, different versions of humans with shit on their face or, blue skinned humans. They were actually non-humanoid, non-bipedal aliens. And I appreciate that. The problem was I didn't reconnect with them because they're so strange. So it's like, okay, cool, I'm glad, but at the same time, okay, I guess, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I felt like I was watching this movie. I felt like I was watching an audition for a theme park attraction.
Mm.
That this movie was created as a template to here's an idea for the next attraction for Disney World and Disneyland.
Oh, you're right. Go to space with Elio, and you ride the I don't know what kind of disc thing that he was riding.
I know. That was like the best scene in the movie when he travels to the planet.
Yeah.
Because the depth was all right on. It was kind of like the 3D version of the Ben-Hur chariot race.
And there's some notable cameos here. I won't mention them. I do like them a lot, though. One of the cameos was really on the nose. I don't know if you caught that. And I feel like what wasn't on the nose, which I thought was actually well handled, was the pop culture references to other sci-fi. If you knew the reference, you got it. If you didn't know the reference, it doesn't matter. And I thought I definitely caught all of them, and maybe not all of them per se, but vast majority of them, and I liked them. Did you catch all the references to other sci-fi?
I didn't. I was getting so bored. I was lucky to stay awake.
Okay. I guess we'll wrap up the spoiler-free section. So, at the end of the day, I kind of wanted to like this movie more than I did, but ultimately, it's very cliche. It's very generic. It's very small. It just is basically what I expected it to be. I maybe liked it a little bit more, but like barely passable. And I like it, don't love it. I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. I don't think people are going to talk about this movie in the future. But I'm going to give it a 6. What do you think?
That sounds like a good score. Because I do actually want to see these women in the future make better movies. And I hope this does well enough that they get another chance to make a Pixar movie.
So you agree with the 6?
Yeah. That sounds like a good score. Fair.
I wanted more. Like, I feel like there could have been more here. And it's just like, ugh. Yeah. And which is sad for a Disney Pixar movie. It just, it's one of the weaker ones in a while.
Yeah, this felt like this. I hate to say it. This did not feel like a Pixar movie at all. It felt like a Disney movie. I mean, I like Meet the Robinsons more than this.
Like, I would even say that. I would say this would be a good third party. I don't know. You rent it from Blockbuster. What's this movie studio? I never heard of this. Okay. Oh, this is actually not that bad. Kind of like it was like Hoodwinked. When I watched that, I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad. This is actually pretty decent. I was expecting it to be bad. This is that kind of movie where it doesn't. It's not Disney caliber. It's not Pixar caliber. It's all right. I like it, but I don't hate it. It's fine.
Yeah. My advice, if you got to see this, is just download it and add some scenes of Stitch in it. Then you'll like it.
All right. Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my super VIP patrons. Thank you, Alex Folk, Gravity Head Zero, and MK Ultra. So I got one quick thing to talk about. We have a merch store.
Woohoo!
We got t-shirts, we got tote bags, we got magnets, we got stickers, we got a little bit of everything.
Woohoo!
At this merch store, 3dr2d.com/store, you'll find many original designs and affordable prices. That website again is 3dr2d.com/store.
Woohoo!
You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either watching or listening to this podcast. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.